So, hello guys, welcome back to another session of our Revit structure masterclass. So in today's session, we shall look at adding steel columns to our model, both adding one column and multiple columns. So this is our grid line, so we shall be adding the grid line. So we can start with our ground floor. You can go to our ground floor plan. So now we will be adding columns here. So we shall add a column from the structure tab, column. Then we can be able to load the family. So we shall be able to, in this case, we shall be able to add steel columns. So we can come to the Euro section and be able to add columns. So when you come to the English section, there's Euro, then we specifically add structure columns, whereas there could be other families like the columns, but in this case we shall only be adding structure columns. So in this case, you provided with steel. We can come here and select a column we would like to add. So in this case, we would add an IPE column. So we select it. So this will bring the various sizes of the columns available. So we could shift select the few that we need to load into our project. Then press OK. So when you come to our drop-down menu, these are the few column types that we were able to select. So we can select IP300. Then we can come and insert it at this intersection. So yes, so it has been inserted. So you can come and select the column. So when you select the column, it will be able to have properties as shown here. So you could first delete it. And after add again a column IP300. Then we could choose to edit the options bar. So the depth should be to height. Then we can choose the story it should move to, so it can move up to the roof level. So if you come back and be able to insert it here, and you go to our 3D view to be able to show you. Yeah, so now here in our 3D view, it's able to move up to the roof view. So going back to our floor plans, selecting it and coming to the properties palette, it's able to show you the column location, which is A11. A11 refers to the location. This is A, then the one is here. So that is the grid location. So that is how we add a single column. So now adding multiple columns, we'll be able to add all columns at our grids. So come back to the column in the structure tab, we still select this type of column. Then we can enable add at grids intersection. So in order to add at grid intersection, we must select from our right to our left to be able to check all the grids, and we shall delete some unnecessary columns. So after selecting our grids, we can be able to finish. So going to our 3D view, we can be able to view our columns which we've added, and this is how they are. So going back here, we could be able to delete those unnecessary columns which we do not need. So delete you select from your left to your right. So yeah, so now we are done with adding columns to our flow. So when you go to the 3D view and you check the properties palette and you look at the discipline, look for the discipline. Now the discipline here should be enabled to structure so that you could be able to view these structural columns. After we've drawn our columns, still we could be able to offset some columns which would like to move to other positions. So still you could use the move tool to offset the columns. In this case, you would select, say, this column. Then you could move it from here, say by a distance of 1,500 millimeters. Enter. It has been able to move. So when you edit on the column, it shows you its location. So the column location has changed from column location is here, giving you A2. Zoom in a little bit. Oh, where was it? It's here. When you select it, it gives you the column location and its offset here to its new location. So when selected on the filter icon, it shows that one column has been selected and has been moved. So this filter icon helps us to filter our selection. The next we will look at is creating a column schedule. So after we've drawn our columns, we can be able to create a column schedule which will help us in generating the count of the columns or in the budgeting. So when you come to View tab, there will be an icon here of Schedule, then Graphical Column Schedule. So this gives us our graphical column schedule. So you notice that Revit keeps track of everything that we do. So this is our schedule. It shows you from these are the various levels, and this location here will stand for the column offsets, where we shall be able to put our other details such as the footings. Yeah, so these are column locations which show the grids where the various columns are intersecting, and this stands for the column offset. So that's how it works. And the various levels are shown. So when you select an actual column, it still gives you properties of a column in the properties palette. So still this column schedule still works as a normal view, so it can have a detailed view. So you could come and change the details view to fine, then to realistic. Yeah, so it shows you still the realistic view of the columns. So it still acts in the same way as any other view in the drawing area, same as the column schedule. So still we could change back our views to wireframe and to course to still maintain fine. So then after here we can be able to tag these columns. So you can select a column, then you could come here to the quick access toolbar. You select tag, then you choose a model to be a vertical tag without a leader. Then you can tap on the column. So our tag has been inserted. So when you select the tag, you could be able to change the angle. You could change it to 45, so that is able to align. Apply. Yes, so our tag is here, so you could move it to the right location you desire. So yes, so we've been able to tag one of our columns in our schedule. So on the properties palette of the column schedule, we can still do some edits by editing material. Yeah, you can edit material types. So here, if we have various column types, such as steel, concrete, wood, and we would like to only show specific. So in this case, if we had concrete pad footings and we would like to hide them, we would just disable these and only be able to show only the steel columns. So that will help us in choosing what to display on what to hide or display. So still in the same properties palette of the column schedule, we could hide levels. So if we don't want to show the top of footing here, since you have not yet put the tower pads, we could select it and enable it. So in our column schedule, our level has been hidden. So you could again edit it to unhide it. Okay, so now it's back. So that would help us to hide some of the levels we do not want to show. So still you could edit the text appearance of the column schedule. So you could come here, change the font you want, a font type, then you could enable bold, then you could change the width factor to 0.8. Then you could also edit the grid appearance as you desire. Then you can press OK. So that's how we add and be able to check our column schedules in Revit. See you in our next session where we shall look at inserting slanted columns and as we continue in this course.